Welcome to Year 5.
This is our learning journey for Summer 2. And 1.
In writing this half term, we are going to be looking at quests. We are taking inspiration from The Girl and the Ink and Stars and a new book called Where the River Takes Us. We will be looking at what a quest is, the characteristics of quest writing, and then being able to write our own. Our second piece of writing will also look at scripts, and we will then link this to our DT project, which will be a really exciting culmination to our Year 5 writing.
1.
In maths, we will be looking at fractions as decimals. We will also be looking at angles, and then we will be moving on to converting measure. We will be doing all of these things, looking at investigations, looking at resources, and looking at how these apply to everyday life.
In science this half term, we are going to be learning all about the different gestation periods of different mammals, large and small. We're going to be making lots of links and comparisons to the human life cycle as well, which we will be covering in E4S. We're going to be looking at the human life cycle and the changes in the human body from birth to death. And 1.
In computing, we will be looking at our skills using Excel spreadsheets. We will be using this to look and link to our science topic and looking at the gestation periods of mammals. We will be looking at our data and then producing line graphs to show changes over time.
In geography this term, we are going to be bringing together lots of previous knowledge, both to do with lines of latitude and longitude and grid references, 4-figure grid references, and also our local knowledge from our recent field trip to Billingshurst. We're going to be using, in a survival context, we're going to learn all about 6-figure grid references, how to use them and why they are important.
In DT, we will be looking at pop-up books and the mechanisms that go behind them. We will be looking at the work of Matthew Reinhardt and how he makes his fabulous pop-up creations. We will then be looking at that work in order to deconstruct it and find out how pop-up books work. We will then lead children through the design process so that they can create their own pop-up books to go with their quest writing to be able to perform their scripts at the end of the half term.
In French this half term, we will be learning about les habitats. So we are talking about the different habitats around the world, and essentially it begins with what animals, plants and animals, need to survive. And then we move on to learning to describe different types of habitats, their location as well around the world, different types of plants and different types of animals. In addition to this, it actually gets quite sophisticated and the children are able to begin to manipulate structures of sentences and join sentences together in French. And
in music this half term, we will be looking at soundscapes and tying all of our learning together. Children will be producing their soundscapes to go behind their script writing to go with their pop-up books. In PE, we have come finally to the summer term and athletics and rounders. Children will be gearing up for sports day and we hope to see as many of you on that day to cheer the children on.